So I realize what's going to happen here when I make that title. And I see the reaction to my video and the comments you're about to put in there. Trust me when I say I'm not impressed. I'm not impressed by your, I'm so cool in school with my cool comment to tell you off. There's no need for that. Let's take a deep breath. Let's calm down before we lose our goddamn minds. Okay? All right. Now let's enjoy the show. So somehow I saw the Unification movie that I think you have to pay to watch. So whatever video is showing this got blocked. Not mine. I got blocked for the Tyson Paul stuff, though at least the first half, not the second half. But so anyway, the Star Trek. I did see it. I saw it somehow, and I'll tell you my feeling about it right now. I'm giving it somewhere between an A minus and a B plus. Best, the most excellent tech demo I have ever seen. Are you triggered yet? Are you mad? You mad? So this is probably the most beautiful thing I've seen from Star Trek. Now they show the Paramount logo. They show Captain Kirk. Now this is was Sam. What you have said? This is an actress here. Okay, actual outfit. So it's a mixture of real performers in costumes with motion capture actors and digital performers of the people. So you have like with Gary Lockwood, with William Shatner, with Leonard Nimoy, in spirit. So yeah, you have to get it on Vision Pro. So you have to pay for this. I was very impressed by it. It didn't make too much sense as a story to me. I felt that Captain Kirk had bit the dust. Let me go back in time. Let's take a little like a time travel trip here, okay? So when I was a kid, okay, I was a little kid, Saturday morning cartoons, Fisher Price toys, Masters of the Universe maybe on the way, right? I had my brother around, my blind brother. I had a very different life. 1985, 1984 was a very, very different time for me. The 84 Los Angeles Olympics, right? The first time I saw Star Trek was on KCOP 13 in Los Angeles in syndication, old reruns, okay? And somewhere there, I mean, I remember going to Suncoast, right? Suncoast stores in the shopping malls. And you remember all those racks, those long racks of Star Trek VHS tapes? This is like the final version of the VHS tapes, right? The six picture. But they used to have like the white border around for Star Trek 2 and 3. Star Trek 2 was in yellow and red. Star Trek 3 was in blue and purple. And they had like a blue box for the voyage home. And they had all these tapes, all these episodes on tape, one episode per tape. And all the VHS tapes, the tapes would line like these big, like horizontal racks, like 3 or 4 racks. You'd see all these tapes. Okay. So that was my first exposure to Star Trek. And I I think the first movie that I saw in theaters was Star Trek 6 because most of the stuff we just got at home. I remember my mom was very kind enough to copy one tape to another tape from a Blockbuster video rental store. And maybe it was Blockbuster Video or Music Plus, but I got to see Star Trek 5, The Final Frontier at home on VHS tape. Okay. That's when like Paramount had that multicolor warning or screen for a long, long time. Paramount Pictures had that. We now present our feature presentation, right? All those VHS memories before laser discs, before DVDs and HD DVD and Blu-ray. And so I saw Star Trek 6 in theaters. I had my dad take me to the theater. There were 2 times my dad and I went to the theaters, just us, and they were both bad because he was never happy about them. We went to see RoboCop 3 and we went to see Star Trek Generations, and he did not like it. He was determined to hate watch those ones. But the only reason anybody went to go see Generations, if you went to go see Generations, was to see Captain Kirk die. And it was not a perfect death. It was kind of like, but it was like, it was an imperfect death. Now, everybody wants to be like, oh, everybody should say everything they want to say before they die, their last breath, and do everything. They just have to do everything on their bucket list, the cinematic way. And I don't think I feel that way. I don't. I think, you can't make it all perfect, but somehow the characters live or die. I remember seeing Captain Kirk's death in a DC comic book back in the 80s, but it was sort of like one of those things where it's like it's not what it seems to be, so you never know what was going to happen. So, like as far as a story goes, when I saw this, it it was more like Fantasia from Disney, right? It was more of a visual silent film that was more of a metaphor than it was an actual story being told to me. Um, Now, as far as the visuals, the animation, this is a combination of prosthetics, making the person making Sam Witwer look like a young William Shatner in real life, and then adding the CGI, which, by the way, very good stuff. I showed you all the interiors of the Enterprises and other ships, and I thought, I was amazed, and I'm still amazed by it. Otoy, and I now follow Otoy, even though they don't update very often. They're busy working on this stuff. Okay, they're the reason why uh, you don't have Star Trek the virtual reality. What is it, Stage 9? They're the reason why Stage 9 is not there. There was a fan group of people that were working on literally like decks of the Galaxy, the Delta Enterprise from Picard's ship, right? And they got cease and desisted because of Roddenberry Archives. They were trying to do their own stuff. So they've been building like Deep Space Nine. They've been building the Enterprises, the Mirror Universe Enterprise, Archer's ship, Kirk's ship, right? The Kelvin stuff, some of the enemy ships, some of the ones from the books, stuff that we never even saw in real life, like Phase Two's bridge, right? And I looked at it and I said, this is amazing stuff. So what they've done here is like PlayStation 6, PlayStation 7 graphics. I mean, it's amazing stuff. And yet I felt like I've seen it all before, what they were trying to do with the newest Star Wars movies and some of the latest technology. I felt a little underwhelmed by it. I felt a little underwhelmed. But I want to be careful not to be like talking shit because I used to do animation in school, in college. So I know those animators are bleeding their fingers. They're getting bloodstains on those keyboards, trying to make sure that everything looks the way it does. Like William Shatner looks like William Shatner. I mean, William Shatner's in his 90s, right? So he looks as good as he did, right? Back in his, late 50s, early 60s. So they had to do everything the best they could, and they did it right. And Savick is old Savick, so you have actors. You got a lot of different. You got Gary Mitchell, young Gary Lockwood, different performers. So it was good. Non-credited performers for Gary Lockwood's, his double. So a lot of good things came out of this, and it just told. It was like a big tech demo to me. It was a big tech demo, and it was like one of the greatest tech demos you'll ever see. Now, some of these people may get hired by other people. You never know. But I was generally impressed. I was genuinely impressed, I should say. And I'm not going to give it an A plus plus plus. You can do that, but I didn't think like I know a lot of people on YouTube say it's the best thing ever. I don't think it's the best thing ever. I don't think it was like a breakthrough, but it was a breakthrough in trying to do this movie technology for the industry. Okay, because Paramount, you have to pay you have to pay William Shatner or his estate. You have to pay. You have to see right now, like Leonard Nimoy's estate. You have to pay his family, okay, to use his likeness to do that. I kind of feel like Leonard Nimoy's facial expressions wasn't exactly there yet, or the look of it all, but I thought it was very good. I liked most of what I saw. As a storytelling, it didn't really capture me as a story. As a demonstration, as Sam Witwer's performance, seeing I forgot the other guy, Lawrence something, like he did Spock's performance, I thought it was very good. Now, if you remember Interplay's version of Star Trek for the NES, now they really got some cool things. This is a nice little game, but they also went on to make. So this is Judgment Rights, and this is the last time that all the crew of the original. So James Doohan, Walter Koenig, George Takei, Nichelle Nichols, uh, God, DeForest Kelley, Leonard Nimoy, and William Shatner. They all got together one final time, even it's just in voice work to do something. So this was 1994, and they were coming together one last time to do this because, of course, and I remember those good things in the middle. That remember O's that cereal, the Quaker O's, but it wasn't like so. Well, they were promoting in the cereal, Quaker cereal was promoting this. This was This was supposed to be the final game that everybody would come together. But DeForest Kelley had passed away, and the budget was not going to happen. This was really good. This was 1998, okay? This was 1998. It was so good. It looked really good at that time. I mean, now it's a little bit funny to look at this, but at that time, this was the best anybody could have done to capture the likenesses and the motions of all the actors. You know, so for me, when we got to this point, oh my God, like, one more time. Yeah, that's the last time DeForest Kelley did anything. Okay, one more time. I want you to see that. Yeah, that's impressive. They showed this on the news, on the news at 11, right? Like your local news. They showed all this. It's like, look at the captain and Kirk and the crew are doing now. And it was very cool. I mean, they were still doing stuff in the 90s amidst the Star Trek The Next Generation, Deep Space Nine, and Voyager shows. They were still working. I mean, the last thing they kind of really did was the Futurama cartoon. But this was kind of tapping into the Vulcans' dark side, which would be exposed in Star Trek Enterprise, right? The Shadows of P'Jem. Oh, it was 97, fall 97. And just to torture you all, here again is the KFC commercial. This is just the prosthetics. So one half you saw just CGI, and now with this commercial you see just the prosthetics and the physical performance and voices of the actual actors dubbed in later. So that's why I'm not as impressed. I think though it's very, very good. What needs to happen though is that we need to see what their plans are. What are their plans? Are they just there to do the CGI work for future Star Trek stuff, or what's going to happen? Is Anson Mount's Christopher Pike going to talk to like DeForest Kelley, like old bones, or what's going to happen here? Is he going to suddenly appear on Captain Kirk's ship with just walking in green corridors? What's that all about? So we'll find out next time. Live long and prosper.